Try not to laugh challenge. Are you ready? Let's go.
A man and woman had been married for 30 years, and in those 30 years, they always left the lights off when having sex. He was embarrassed and scared that he couldn't please her, so he always used a big dildo on her. All these years, she had no clue. One day, she decided to reach over and flip the light switch on and saw that he was using a dildo. She said, "I knew it, asshole. Explain the dildo." He said, "Explain the kids." A trucker who has been out on the road for 2 months stops at a brothel outside Atlanta. He walks straight up to the madam, drops down $500 and says, "I want your ugliest woman in a grilled cheese sandwich." The madam is astonished. "But sir, for that kind of money, you could have one of my prettiest ladies and a 3-course meal." The trucker replies, "Listen, darling, I'm not horny. I'm just homesick." Maria, a devout Catholic, got married and had 15 children. After her first husband died, she remarried and had 15 more children. A few weeks after her second husband died, Maria also passed away. At Maria's funeral, the priest looked skyward and said, "At last, they're finally together." Her sister sitting in the front row said, "Excuse me, Father, but do you mean she and her first husband, or she and her second husband?" The priest replied, "I mean her legs." A man, every time he smokes, he always smokes 2 cigarettes at the same time. And then one of his friends asks, "Why do you always smoke 2 cigarettes at the same time?" The man replies, "My brother is in prison. He told me to smoke a cigarette instead of him every time I smoke one for myself." After some time, his friend sees him smoking 1 cigarette, and not 2, he becomes surprised and asks him, "Why is it? Has your brother been freed from prison?" The man replies, "Nah, man, I myself quit smoking." A guy walks into a pub and sees a sign hanging over the bar which reads, "Cheese sandwich, $1.50. Chicken sandwich, $2.50. Hand job, $10. Checking his wallet for the necessary payment, he walks up to the bar and beckons to one of the 3 exceptionally attractive blondes, serving drinks to an eager-looking group of men. "Yes?" she inquires with a knowing smile. "Can I help you?" "I was wondering," whispers a man, "are you the one who gives the hand jobs?" "Yes," she purrs, "I am." The man replies, "Well, go wash your hands. I want a cheese sandwich." There is a fellow who is talking to his buddy and says, "I don't know what to get my wife for her birthday. She has everything, and besides, she can afford to buy anything she wants." I'm stumped. His buddy says, "I have an idea. Why don't you make up a certificate that says she can have 2 hours of great sex, any way she wants it? She'll probably be thrilled." The first fellow does just that. The next day, his buddy asks, "Well, did you take my suggestion? How did it turn out?" "She loved it. She jumped up, thanked me, kissed me on the mouth, and ran out the door yelling, 'I'll see you in 2 hours.'" A kung fu student asks his teacher, "Master, why does my ability not improve?" "I'm always defeated." And the master, pensive and forever patient, answers, "My dear pupil, have you seen the gulls flying by the setting sun and their wings seeming like flames?" "Yes, my master, I have." "And a waterfall, spilling mightily over the stones without taking anything out of its proper place?" "Yes, my master, I have witnessed it." "And the moon, when it touches the calm water to reflect all its enormous beauty?" "Yes, my master, I have also seen this marvelous phenomenon." "That is the problem. You keep watching all this shit instead of training." A woman walks into a pet store and sees 3 parrots for sale. $500, $250, and $15. She asks the shopkeeper, "Why is that last one so cheap?" The shopkeeper sighs. "Well, It used to live in a brothel. The woman laughs and buys it anyway. When she brings it home, the parrot looks around and says, "Well, well, well, a new brothel." She chuckles. Then her two daughters walk in. The parrot squawks, "Oh, fresh new girls." The daughters burst into laughter. Then her husband walks in. The parrot freezes, squints, and says, "Ah, crap, it's you again." At school, little Johnny's classmate tells him that most adults are hiding at least one dark secret, so it's very easy to blackmail them by saying, "I know the whole truth." Little Johnny decides to go home and try it out. Johnny's mother greets him at home and he tells her, "I know the whole truth." His mother quickly hands him $20 and says, "Just don't tell your father." Quite pleased, the boy waits for his father to get home from work and greets him with, "I know the whole truth." The father promptly hands him $40 and says, "Please don't say a word to your mother." Very pleased, the boy is on his way to school the next day when he sees the mailman at his front door. The boy greets him by saying, "I know the whole truth." The mailman immediately drops the mail, opens his arms, and says, "Then come give your daddy a great big hug." A lady goes to her priest one day and tells him, "Father, I have a problem. I have two female parrots, but they only know how to say one thing." "What do they say?" the priest asks. "They say, 'Hi, we're prostitutes.'" "Want to have some fun?" the woman says, embarrassed. "How obscene." The priest thinks for a minute and says, "You know, I may have a solution to this problem. I have two male parrots whom I have taught to pray and read the Bible. Bring your two parrots over to my house, and we will put them in the cage with Francis and Job. My parrots can teach yours to worship God. I'm sure your parrots will stop saying those obscenities in no time." "Thank you, Father," the lady says gratefully. The next day, she brings her female parrots to the priest's house. As he ushers her in, she sees his two male parrots inside their cage, holding rosary beads and praying. Impressed, she walks over and places her parrots in with them. After a couple of seconds, the female parrots exclaim, "Hi, we're prostitutes. Want to have some fun?" One male parrot looks over at the other and says, "Put the beads away, Francis. Our prayers have been answered." There's an overweight guy who is watching TV. A commercial comes on for a guaranteed weight loss of 10 pounds in a week. So the guy, thinking what the hell, signs up for it. Next morning, an incredibly beautiful woman is standing at his door in nothing but a pair of running shoes and a sign about her neck that reads, "If you can catch me, you can have me." As soon as he sees her, she takes off running. He tries to catch her, but is unable. This continues for a week, at the end of which, the man has lost 10 pounds. After this, he tries the next weight loss plan, 15 pounds in a week. The next morning, an even more beautiful woman is standing at the door in similar conditions. The same happens with her as the first woman, except he almost catches her. This continues for a week, at the end of which he, as suspected, weighs 15 pounds less. Excited about this success, he decides to do the master program. Before he signs up, he is required to sign a waiver and is warned about the intensity of this plan. Still, he signs up. The next morning, waiting at the door, is a hulking 300-pound muscle man with nothing but a pair of running shoes, a raging erection, and a sign around his neck that says, "If I catch you, you're mine." The man was supposed to lose 25 pounds in the week. He lost 34. Wife: "How would you describe me?" Husband: "A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K. Wife: "What does that mean?" Husband: "Adorable, beautiful, cute, delightful, elegant, fashionable, gorgeous, and hot." Wife: "Ah, thank you, but what about IJK?" Husband: I'm just kidding.